I grew up in a drab Russian town, fantasizing about a glamorous existence far away from my boring reality. I refused to be generic like my parents. I was destined for fame. In high school, I designed my own clothes. People noticed, and compliments finally started flying my way. At 16, we moved to Germany. I thought they'd vibe with my style, but they just roasted me. I couldn't speak German well, but the pointing and snickering? I understood those loud and clear. One day, I casually played a tune on my water bottle's cap. They thought it was cool, so I bought everyone bottles from Amazon, hoping they would finally be nice. But they just used me. "Zoe, can I have yours?" It wasn't a turning point. I hid in the bathroom. Then it hit me. They were just jealous sheep with. At 18, I entered London's prestigious Central St. Martin's, but the first class was a bore. The professor had. I couldn't take it. "You're duller than the subject." London was too stuffy. I left for Berlin. I interned at a PR firm, learning that the world runs on image. My boss sneered at dinner. "Are you wearing polyester?" "I make my own clothes," I said. I saw the. No one takes a poor person seriously. I quit. I needed to fake it. It was time to become the fashion. I moved to Paris with $20, determined to charm my way. I told them I'd bring bold Russian counterculture to their magazine. But $400 a month wasn't enough. I begged. I blew it all on fine dining and exclusive clubs, pretend. Soon, I was broke. "You owe me 2 months." 48 hours later, I arrived in New York City, checking into. I used my old magazine badge to sneak into New York Fashion Week. I posed confidently. Suddenly, cameras flashed. A woman named Rachel, with perfect hair, started chatting me up. "I'm from Germany," I lied. I couldn't let her know. Then disaster struck. "Can I see ID?" I rifled through my purse, pretending to search frantically. "I can't go back there." "He's there." Then, I started weeping right there on the red carpet, a skill. "Oh honey, don't cry," Rachel said softly. Rachel turned to the check-in woman, lying effortlessly. "She's clearly going through a lot." The check-in woman. I was in. "Oh my God, thank you. I know how hard divorces can be," Rachel said. Rachel was perfect, bubbly, connected, a photo editor. Best of all, she believed everything I said, "Oh my gosh, I love it." Rachel beamed. She was right. I did deserve it. I opened 5 new credit cards and followed Rachel's lead on. Through her, I met the upper crust, DJs, chefs, but finding investors took too long. Within weeks, I needed to go big. So, I hosted a swing day of the party, a hiccup. "What do you mean it's not?" I pretended to be on hold. "Hello?" Rachel stepped in. "Anna, it's okay. Oh my gosh, of course, thank you." I planned. Banks wouldn't give me a loan unless they saw I already had money. So I forged bank documents claiming I had millions stashed away. I managed to get a loan of $22 million, provided I needed cash fast. "If you lend me this money, just email my financial advisor if you don't trust me." Luckily, I was the advisor. I emailed them. It worked. But I was hasty and made one fatal. I told the bank I was born in Germany. My passport. Back at square one. I decided to go bigger. I bought a new wardrobe and started seeing a celebrity personal trainer. I befriended Neff, the hotel concierge. I once knew what it was like to be close to wealth but unable to reach it. I thought you were an heiress, she asked. I treated staff to spa days and dinners, sparing no expense. The hotel owner threatened to kick me out if I didn't pay up immediately. I needed time. I booked a vacation using fake. I went to Morocco with Rachel and Casey, but upon arrival, Anna, you said you own a yacht, but you can't even pay for a Caesar. It's just a glitch. I have cash in New York, but when we returned to New York, shocked, I found my hotel key. Neff, what's happening? Why can't I get in my room? You're getting kicked out, Anna. They said you owe. I have the cash. I just need to go get it from the room. Your stuff isn't in there. They're keeping it to sell. Luckily, America loves giving away credit cards. My strategy: get a loan from one bank to pay off another. By late 2017, I'd lived in 7 hotels. My card declined at the 8th hotel. Overnight. Rachel, I'm sorry. Meet me for dinner tomorrow. At dinner, Rachel stared daggers at me. You don't. I didn't want to hear the truth myself. Never better. I tried to order. I'll have the short rib. Don't worry, I got it. She glared. If you contact me again, my lawyers will answer. I walked to the bathroom, head heavy. As I opened, it was a gruff cop. Come with me. They tossed me in a cell like a criminal. I want my. You owe a lot of money. Consider this a warning for. If you don't pay within 30 days, the FBI is coming. I had a place to sleep, but I had to admit it, I had failed. The next morning, I cut my losses. An ad for a fancy Malibu rehab center caught my eye. I needed to go to Malibu. I booked a flight with a month later, the rehab said my cards weren't working and gave. You're kicking me to the streets? What kind of rehab? Watching the waves crash, I felt empty. Maybe the system was rigged for the rich. I'd always just. Tears started pouring out. Then, I got a phone. Anna, I'm sorry I abandoned you, she said. Can we meet for lunch in New York? I want to make it up. I was relieved to hear a familiar voice, but still livid. I know, I'm sorry. Let's meet at that sushi spot. I had no one else. This was my chance to start. I arrived enthusiastic. When I met Rachel first, I went to the bathroom. When I came out, that ma'am, you're under arrest for grand larceny and theft of services. I saw Rachel smirking nearby. I called them. The cops dragged me out past celebrities and models I'd tried to impress. Outside, the scene was chaotic. Paparazzi. I was devastated until realization hit. They were taking my pic. At the station, I saw my story on primetime news. Rachel didn't realize it, but she had finally gotten people to pay it. I started bursting out laughing. I couldn't control. I did it, I said, wiping a tear. Are you? Over the next weeks, I sat in my cell sketching fabulous outfits. I even got my attorney to arrange a professional wardrobe stylist. If prisoners were rude, I wouldn't let them get away with it. One called me a fraud and spat in my food. The guards shoved me into solitary confinement. I was all over social media and TV, the fake heiress. There was even an Instagram dedicated to my courtroom outfits. A reporter asked if I felt guilty. I'm just a girl from a poor family who wanted the American dream. Why should the rich get all the opportunities? I didn't, and I meant it. What was the point in lying? After 2 days of deliberation, the verdict was announced. Guilty. Grand larceny and theft of services, 4 to 12 years? I thought only murderers got. I spent prison keeping to myself, writing my biography about. It was compelling. Netflix paid me almost half. 2 years later, in 2022, I was released. I serve my house arrest there, working on art and getting fine food, a gallery show, huge art sales, even dancing with the. After all I've been through, was it worth it? Well, I'm a household name, getting paid for my story, and you're watching